So let's begin by doing a little bit of chanting. We'll recite the Namo Tassa together. So some of you won't know what we're doing, and it's okay. You just enjoy the cultural experience. And we're going to offer some light, which is this symbol of enlightenment, the journey that we're on. And this is the light that dispels the darkness, the knowledge that dispels ignorance. And so this is why we offer this light. And we'll offer some incense. This is what we put out into the world. You know, this is why we're here, to purify our mind, so that our journey through the world is fragrant and sweet. And we offer our respect to the Buddha, our teacher, the Dhamma, his teachings, and to the Sangha, the community of enlightened beings who have understood these teachings for themselves. And so this is what we do at the beginning of our practice. And this is a way that we can inspire our mind and also to just reconnect with that spiritual journey that we're on, and to leave behind the mundane world where your superpowers are important. Here, what we're learning is something that goes much deeper than the ordinary world that we experience. And so this is why we move into this period of spiritual practice in this way. So we begin, as always, by bowing 3 times. If you're not comfortable with bowing, you don't need to bow. Make the offering of light first. We'll start from Namo Tassa together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchāmi, Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi, Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi. Itipiso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho Vijjacārana Sampano Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Sattva deva manusanam buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo sambitiko akaliko ehipasiko ohanahiko Achatam veditapo vinyuhiti Sukhatipano bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjhatipano bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipano bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samīcchipatipano bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidam cakāri purisayugani Atta purisa pudala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo, ahuneyo, dakineyo, anjari karaniyo Anuttaram punyaketam lokasati Okay, very good. So, that is a beautiful way to begin the retreat. And so nice to be chanting with our friends again. Yes, really, isn't it? We can't get that on Zoom, can you, right? And the feeling in the room and the inspiration in the mind. What you've just done is actually an opportunity for freedom. Remember that freedom is a synonym for Nibbana. So did anyone make it all the way? Not this time. Next time, maybe, who knows? So this is the first sutta on your list, the Vimutti Yatana Sutta, which is the 5 opportunities for freedom. Freedom is Nibbana. The 5 opportunities to get to Nibbana, to get enlightened, to reach awakening. The first opportunity is when you hear the Dhamma. So there's many stories in the suttas of people becoming enlightened, listening to the teachings of the Buddha, listening to the teachings of his disciples. So who knows? Over the weekend, I'm not the Buddha, I'm not one of the Buddha's chief disciples, but we're reading the Dhamma, hearing the Dhamma, who knows what might happen? So this is an opportunity. If we pay attention, if we really pay attention to these teachings, it's possible that you will have this opportunity to attain Nibbana. So that's pretty cool, right? That's why it's so important to hear the Dhamma. You know, this is what will transform our mind. This is why you're so fortunate to have access to the Dhamma, having heard the Dhamma. This is what separates us from people who have never had this opportunity to hear these very deep teachings. And again, to cast your mind back to that time when you hadn't heard the Dhamma. Remember the quality of your mind at that time and how much so many of you have learnt on your journey already, which is really beautiful to recollect, and how you've already transformed your mind, how you've actually been moving closer and closer to this goal of Nibbana. So who knows, maybe it's not as far away as you think. Perhaps you'll hear something this weekend, some of the teachings about Nibbana that might help you get there quicker. Who knows? So this is the first opportunity for freedom. The second is when you teach the Dhamma. So some of you think, well, I'm not a Dhamma teacher, but you are in your own ways. Many of you are actively involved in the Buddhist community doing teachings, right? And some of you will also just teach your friends or your family a little bit of Dhamma from time to time. Oh, that's impermanence, you know? Suffering, right? So we do a little bit of teaching, and it means that you've actually internalized some of this Dhamma. You've understood it. And when you've internalized it like this, it's alive in you. The path is born inside of you, the Buddha says. And this is something that should inspire us. Actually, yeah, we know what we're talking about. Suffering, impermanence. We're getting it. And this chips away at our ignorance, chips away at the way we look at the world, and helps us get closer to that goal of enlightenment. So when we teach someone a little bit of Dhamma, we're moving in that direction, right? So we're getting closer there. And who knows, sometimes you might say something in like, yeah, I really get it. Yeah, it makes more sense now. And this is what can happen when we do this process of teaching. And for me, sometimes when I'm talking about something, I'm like, yeah, this is really real. Like this is really good stuff, you know? And it kind of flows through you. So this is why this is an opportunity for freedom, for enlightenment. The third is reciting the Dhamma, which is what we just did. Reciting the Dhamma is the way that we remember the teachings and keep connecting with the teachings. So it's not a mere ritual, what we just did, going for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, reciting the Buddha-nussati, the Dhamma-nussati, the Sangha-nussati, the recollections of the triple gem, the three jewels of Buddhism. We recite these things and hopefully we know the meaning. Much more useful to know the meaning than to be good at chanting. And this meaning of these words are incredibly profound. And when we connect with those profound meanings through our chanting practice, reciting the Dhamma, reading the suttas, this is an opportunity for freedom because it connects us with this very deep Dhamma that has the potential to transform our mind and change our lives. So reciting the Dhamma, like we just did, is an opportunity for freedom. So don't allow it to become a mere ritual in your own practice. Really connect with it. Even sometimes just one word or just a thought can inspire you in a very deep way. Sometimes, I'm moved to tears when I do some chanting and something really stands out and affects me very deeply. Or someone yesterday was saying, when they do the Buddha-nussati, the recollection of the Buddha, they're just like, how can anyone have these beautiful qualities? It really moved her. She was like overwhelmed thinking about these things. The fourth opportunity for freedom is when you actually ponder the meaning of the Dhamma, when you actually take the time to think about it and process it. A lot of people with their meditation practice especially will just kind of sit down on the cushion and then get up and go straight back into their day. They'll never kind of think about what they've just done in their meditation practice. A lot of people will hear the teachings, listen to a Dhamma talk. There will be tests towards the end of the retreat and they get up and they forget straight away what they've just heard. They never spend the time to think about it. And so just remember that pondering is not meditation practice. You don't want to spend your meditation practice pondering. But pondering is something that we should do as part of our spiritual practice. So this is something in our busy world we don't get to do enough of because we're always active, we've always got something else to do, we're a bit restless, and we don't value pondering. We might value our meditation, we might not value this time just thinking about stuff. Internalizing this teaching so that we understand it more deeply. And pondering is a very powerful practice, which is why things like the recollections that we just did, the anusatis, or contemplations that the Buddha taught, are incredibly powerful. So these are ways that we bring this pondering mind to our practice and helps us really understand the Dhamma in a very deep way. So don't neglect to ponder. And so it's really nice here, we're not going to be talking too much. You can go out, you can talk to the trees about the Dhamma, have a conversation with yourself, or a rock or a flower, or a willing wombat, and just ponder these teachings. And in this way we really internalize them. The last opportunity for freedom is when we take a subject of meditation, a subject of the Dhamma for our meditation. So it's possible to use the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, anusatis. It's possible to use the breath. It's possible to use death. There's many different subjects of meditation that the Buddha taught. But the ones that I want you to get familiar with this weekend is a technique that's not often taught, actually, and it's called Upassana Nusati. Upassana Nusati. Have any of you heard of this before? So it's one of the 10 anusatis. And this word, Keith, when I said to you before, what is enlightenment? This is his first retreat, ladies and gentlemen. First retreat, I said, what is enlightenment? You said, peace, right? So this word, upassana, means peace or stilling, like coming into this really good place of calmness and stillness. And nusati, anusati, is a recollection. Anusati, anu means to return to something again. Sati, many of you know sati means mindfulness. It also means to remember. So what we're doing here is we're recollecting stillness, peace, and that is a synonym for Nibbana, enlightenment. So this is the practice of recollecting the qualities of enlightenment. So you might think, well, how am I going to do that? I've got no idea what the qualities of enlightenment are. When we went around the room before, you gave a word for enlightenment. You gave a word, and it was so beautiful. There's bliss, peace, cessation. These are the qualities of Nibbana. And you can find them in the bottom of the first page. This is the words of Upassana Nusati. This is the Upassana Nusati. And so this is what we're going to be working with. This is what we're going to be reflecting on. And these are the words. This is peaceful. This is sublime. That is the stilling of all activities, the letting go of all attachments, the ending of craving, dispassion, cessation, extinguishment. So very quickly just go through some of these words. This is peaceful. This is sublime. So this sounds pretty good, right? Yeah. What is? Nibbana. Nibbana is peaceful. Nibbana is sublime. That is the stilling of all activities, the activities of sankharas, the letting go of all attachments. This is patinissaggo, the ending of craving, tanha. Dispassion, this is viraga. So viraga, Bhante Sujato translate this as fading away. Fading away. Dispassion. And then there's cessation, nirodha, and extinguishment. Extinguishment, of course, is Nibbana. So as we go along over the weekend, we're going to be working in this way. Our meditation is something that's going to lead us to peace, to stillness. Our meditation is something that's going to reduce those mental activities. That's going to help us get over some of our craving, the restlessness we have in our usual life. That leads to letting go. And eventually, perhaps, maybe in these next few days, we'll understand what it means, this dispassion, this fading away. We'll see in our own minds how that happens, how things start to fade, thoughts, busyness, activities start to fade. We start to see things ending, cessation. We start to see, that's finished, it's gone, it's done. And perhaps we'll get a glimpse of Nibbana, what it might be like to experience Nibbana. So this is what we're going to be practicing. And so now we're going to do some meditation. We're going to do some meditation on this theme of stillness, peace, on the qualities of Nibbana. So please take a comfortable posture. We're just going to be here for 25 minutes or so. So take a comfortable posture, something that works for you. And maybe now, Brahman, we can turn the lights off, if that's okay. I think they're at the back of the room there, yeah. We can leave these ones on maybe, just so people don't... Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, so I'll just do a little bit of guiding at the beginning, and then we can move into some quietness. And so, we begin now. This path that leads to enlightenment. It begins with letting go. And so we want to be here. We've left that world outside. We've left behind all of the busyness and activities, the responsibilities. We've made that intention to be here, now. And that means, for the time that we're here, we just let go of all those things. Just for the time we're here, give yourself permission to have freedom from those things. Allow yourself to be here, now. And so you let go of the past. Let it be. All that stuff that's happened, just let it be in the past. Nothing to do about it now. Allow yourself to have some freedom from the past. Don't worry so much about what's to come, thinking, planning. worrying about the future. It's so uncertain. So just let it be. Allow yourself some freedom from the future. And so in this way, by wanting to be here, by letting go of our lives outside, by having freedom from the past and future, we can be here now. We can be present, aware, mindful. And we can move into stillness. To help us to become aware of this room that we're sitting in here, now, the sounds we can hear, the temperature, the light, touch of the cloth on our bodies. We become aware of our posture, how we're sitting. How are you feeling in this body? When you move a little bit, become more comfortable. Increase the pleasure in this body so that you stay here and now. That you're comfortable and at ease, so that you can keep letting go. So you let go of discomfort in this body, tension, tightness. Let it go. Allow yourself to have some freedom from tension, tightness, by relaxing, consciously relaxing this body, allowing your head to relax and feel good, not tight, tense, allowing your forehead to be smooth, not worried or tight. Allow your eyes to soften, nothing to do, nothing to look at. Relax. Feel your face becoming soft. Allow yourself to smile. It feels good to relax, to be still, to be peaceful. Feels good, happy. Allow the throat to relax, the shoulders to feel heavy, releasing down through the arms, the elbows, the wrists, softening through the hands, the fingers, letting go of all the tightness and tension, allowing it to drain away, to disappear, to fade, to cease. And coming to the back of the body, the neck, let it go, all that tension and tightness there, release it. See it fading away as you relax the shoulders, shoulder blades, softening through the upper back, relaxing the muscles, relaxing the spine, releasing the middle back, muscles, spine, soften. The lower back, relaxing, softening. It feels good to let go. Feels good to relax. And so coming to the front of the body, feel the collarbones release, opening up as you breathe in. Feel all the muscles and bones of the chest relaxing, even the lungs, even the heart soften. And letting go deep inside the abdomen, all those internal organs. Soften and relax, let go of tension, tightness. Moving down to the hips, feeling the heaviness in the buttocks. Relax, soften the thighs, release any tension in the knees, relaxing down to the shins, calm. Softening the feet, all that tension and tightness fading away, draining away through the toes. So now the entire body is relaxed and comfortable. And you notice previously there was tightness, tension, suffering in this body. But now, by letting go, there is comfort, some ease, some more pleasure in this body. And did you notice that when the body is relaxed, the mind naturally becomes more calm, more peaceful? We can relax the mind, allowing the activities of the mind to fade away by letting go. And now that the body is relaxed and the mind is calm and peaceful, the breath appears all by itself. You see it clearly. You know we're breathing in, breathing out. We're mindful and aware. And this breath calms the mind, brings more peace, helps us let go of thoughts, allows them to fade away, keeps us present, aware. So for the next 10 minutes, relaxing the body, calming the mind, or watching the breath. And so we'll come toward the end of this session, but still with your eyes closed, let's take a moment to review what just happened. So, how are you feeling now? Is it different from when you began? Why? What happened? Were you able to let go of the world outside? Or was that difficult? Were you able to relax the body? And how did that feel? Did you taste some stillness? Did your mind become more calm, peaceful? Or were you distracted, agitated? What were the things, thoughts, habits that led to agitation, distraction? And what were the things that led to peace and stillness in your mind? This is peaceful, this is sublime. That is the stilling of all activities, the letting go of all attachments, the ending of craving, dispassion, cessation, extinguishment. And so now you can relax your awareness. Coming back to this room surrounded by our friends. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So, a very brief meditation. And I apologize for the shortness. Probably good sometimes just to do a quick one to get us into the space. But the universe awaits. And so I think it's nice to have this opportunity to do something a bit different with spiritual friends, to reflect upon the vast expanse of the universe and our place in it is probably something that will help us on our journey to enlightenment. But this practice that we just did, this is the whole Buddhist path in many ways. The letting go, the endings of things, the feeling of peace, the bliss that comes from letting go of suffering. And so understanding the process of our meditation, what leads to peace, what leads away from peace, what leads to distraction, agitation, what leads away. This is, when we understand this is what transforms our mind, right? This is what turns us from mere amateurs in meditation to professionals. We understand, there's a trick, and that is that we develop wisdom in our mind to see where suffering lies and where the freedom, the escape from suffering, where we can find that. And that's what we'll be doing in this retreat. So I'm really glad you're here. I'm really glad we made a start. And tomorrow morning, the bell goes at 5:30. And you can come here and we'll do some meditation together. If you're exhausted by life and you just need to rest, don't feel guilty. Tomorrow you can have a little rest, okay? And if you don't need to, then and please don't do 36 hours or whatever. But if you're feeling energized and you want to come here and do some meditation, then that's great. Most of the meditation sessions, there's a good opportunity to come. Most of the talks are a good opportunity to come, but you're all adults. If you need some space or some time, then that's okay. But please try, if you can, to be here, and this will help you throughout the retreat. Does anyone have any questions or anything before we move outside? Yes?
Okay, so it's not 6 a.m. to wake up?
I don't know. What does the timetable say? Let's just do what it says. 6 a.m. Oh, God. Well, no sleeping in, okay? That's sleeping in enough. But if you need a rest, please don't feel guilty. I remember once doing a retreat and I was just so exhausted I couldn't get up. And they forced me to get up, and it caused a lot of resentment. So I never want to replicate that. But 6 a.m. is the wake up. 6:30 is the time that we can meet here. Okay, very good. Thanks, Adrian, for keeping me on task. Tomorrow I might try to change it to 4 a.m. See how we go. And so let's just bring it on. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. So I don't want to keep our friend waiting. She's come here to offer this beautiful opportunity for us. So let's finish this by reciting the Araham, and we can go out, maybe fetch your beanie or fetch your blanket or something to keep you warm. Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavanang Abhivaden Vakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namassami Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami